Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBASE.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 38th Commitments of Traders report of 2024, and as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials net positions. But before we jump to the review, just a brief reminder for those who are new to COT analysis here at COTBASE.com, you will find a lot of educational material. Not only do we have these in written format, but we have some very useful videos as well that can guide you through the analysis process. Of course, if you have further questions or need any assistance, just let us know. Comment underneath the video or send us an email to info@cotbase.com. So let's get started. As you can see, we are analyzing the classic COT report type, futures and options data combined, and we are ordering the markets based off the largest changes in commercials net positions. So we're looking at net positions here, and you can see that based off of the market categories we have selected, we have the dollar index on top of our list with a huge 87% change in commercials net positions. This is really large. It's unquestionably the largest change in the past 1 year. But even if I open a 5-year chart, I think you can see that it's possibly the largest change on this 5 year chart as well. So significant change in traders' net positions in the dollar index. Of course, after the Fed interest rate cut, I don't really see why that would be such a huge surprise. It's kind of correlating with that fact. But anyways, it is a bullish change signal. And if we go back to the 1 year's chart, you can see we had a much greater than average change back over here in December of 2023, just before we reached this bottom. So this, I would say, can be considered somewhat of a successful COT change signal. Whether or not this is going to be successful, time will tell. But it is a bullish change signal, and with this sudden move, if we go back to the 5 years chart, of course, you can see that, relatively speaking, we're leaning towards the bullish COT extreme side of stress analysis. So all this suggesting that we may see the dollar index rise in the near and possibly further into the medium to long term. We shall see what happens. I'm going to switch over my screen to TradingView and show you the capabilities of our wonderful iCOT Intraday Indicator. Just for those who are new to this service, iCOT stands for Intraday Commitments of Traders Analysis. However, the data itself is not from CFTC. We prepared it. We've developed the indicator after many years of research, and it is a very great tool to supplement longer term analysis from the classic COT report, and then using the iCOT Intraday Indicator to really do some great setups for trade entries and of course exit strategies as well. This chart over here explains you the different type of signals. The scores lines underneath the price chart really is the key to everything. We can call them speculators and commercials. Once again, they're not COT data themselves. However, we used a lot of interesting tools to develop the indicator to what it is right now. And let's get to it right away. I'm going to hop back over here and show you what you would do if you had this indicator. I would advise everybody to give it a try. So one thing you can do is actually you should start with the scores lines that I just showed you, just so you kind of get an understanding of what's going on with regard to stress in the market. I'm starting off with a daily candlestick chart. This is the Euro US dollar currency pair. Of course, we're looking at the dollar index, where of course the euro is the largest component of the dollar index. So we would add the scores line, and then we would add the iCOT Intraday Indicator, and I'm going to add the version with AfterSignal. This is I'd say a further developed version of the indicator, where we kind of help you identify exact timings when you want to enter. So one thing you might want to do is if you want to catch a little bit more trades, the default setting is this stripe any. It means that all the signals that have this vertical line, we call them stripe signals, the indicator will act upon those only and just those. But if you switch to any long, one of the indicators, then that indicator is going to be focused at searching for opportunities on the long side. Whereas if we switch the other one to any short, that one's going to be targeting opportunities on the short side of things. So it just gives you a little bit more opportunity. So this is the daily candlestick chart, but as the name suggests, this is an intraday indicator. So if we move down to, let's start with an hourly chart over here, you can see what the hourly candlestick chart looks like with the indicator. And of course, you can bring this down to much shorter time frames, like the 15-minute, or even we can look at a 5-minute candlestick chart, just to kind of show you how the indicator works. Again, it's a tool developed based off of COT analysis, trying to bring you this wonderful tool down to the shorter time frames. So that's the iCOT intraday indicator for anybody who's interested in checking it out. Please come to COTBASE.com and give it a try. By the way, if you are enjoying the video and like what I'm showing you, please consider hitting the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe so you get notifications when I come out with a new video. The next market in our review is going to be Palladium, with a 61% change in commercials net position. This again is a much greater than average change in traders net positions. You can look, it's quite obvious on the 1-year chart. It is a bearish COT change signal suggesting weakness coming in the next couple of days. Moving to a 5-year chart, then you can see that overall, you can see that commercials being around 10,000 contracts net long level for so many months. It's considered more of a bullish stress in the market. You can see, of course, on this 5-year chart going back to 2019, what a bearish COT extreme level would look like. That's definitely not the case. So we are in a more bullish zone. So the bearish COT change signal suggests a weakness in the short term, but in the medium to long term, the stress level analysis does indicate we may see Palladium move higher. The next market will be the South African Rand with a 49% change in commercials net positions. However, the all-time COT extreme that you can already see here in the table is something that excites me a little bit more. But let's stick to this for now. So, of course, seeing the larger than average change in the dollar index, we're not surprised to see significant changes in other currencies. So here we have a bearish COT change signal suggesting weakness coming in the next few days in the South African Rand. Of course, and this sudden and much greater change in traders net positions just pushed the market to an all-time COT extreme. So that means in the entire history of the South African Rand, we have never seen traders trading at these net positions. Of course, keep in mind, we have a short, officially it seems as if the data started back in 2010, but I'd say realistically we should consider it from 2016, 2017. So it's not that big of a history of COT data. That's something I should mention. Nevertheless, it's a bearish extreme suggesting a turn downwards in the South African Rand. Moving over to COT extreme analysis for large speculators, to see where do we have the largest extremes. Of course, we just talked about the South African Rand. We have metals complex. So complex markets, we basically combine all of the individual market COT data into one complex COT data, and that's showing an all-time COT extreme. That's something for subscribers. But the Japanese yen, here we have a 414 report extreme in large speculators net positions. This, of course, being a very clear bearish extreme. However, we should note that not that long ago, back in July, we had an all-time bullish extreme That was a successful signal. Of course, you can see that clearly on the chart. We've moved away very dynamically from those extremes and actually reached a bearish extreme, which is quite interesting to see how fast the market was able to change. I mean, of course, these huge traders changing their net positions. So this is a bearish COT extreme, suggesting we may see the Japanese yen starting to come back to lower price levels in the medium to long term. Silver is our next market, 192 report extreme over there in large speculators. This, of course, being a bearish COT extreme, not the largest. We have seen, of course, greater COT extremes in the past, but like looking at this 5 years chart, you can see bullish COT extreme levels. This is a good example from September of 2022. I think this was a very successful signal. We had a more bullish extreme over here in March of 2023, coinciding with this bottom. And then, of course, we have some decent bearish COT extreme signals that were effective just preceding this COVID panic here. And right now we are moving to bearish extreme levels as the market is trying to overcome this $31 level here. Gold is our next market. So it seems like we've got metals and currencies in this weekly review. Here we have 131 report extreme in large speculators net positions. This again a bearish COT extreme. However, it's not all time. We could easily see this widening further before we reach a top. That's something you should keep in mind. Nevertheless, bearish stress level is present, and that's something we should be aware of overall in metals. That was all for this review. Of course, there's a lot to do here at COTBASE.com. We offer you a lot of tools to analyze this wonderful data, the commitments of traders data. If you are interested in a specific currency, market, I'm just showing you a currency, for instance, the Japanese yen, you do have the ability to analyze the COT data for the Japanese yen in quite some details. You can download of course, the chart itself, or if you are a COTBASE Pro member, you have the ability to download the data itself. Thank you so much for your attention. I do appreciate you being with me. I wish you guys a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.